As I've said many times before, the Wheel of Time community is something I'm incredibly grateful for. It's one of the healthiest, most encouraging, kindest online communities I've ever come across, and it's currently being adapted into a TV show, and those creators are very willingly and happily engaging with us, the fans, which is just, oh, so cool. So what I'd like to do in this video is kind of just have a Wheel of Time community shout out for people who, you know, are big fans of the series and want to get more connected with other fans, or if you're just getting started or about halfway through the series, I have two recommendations of people you can follow along with as they go through as well. First, we have Jay from Captured in Words. He is a wonderful booktuber who is just now starting and getting into the series. He will very slowly be getting further along, so even these slowest readers can kind of continue on through and go with him as he just enters into the Wheel of Time. So if you've never read it before, and I'm not sure why you're watching this video, but you want someone to read along with, Jay is a great person to get started with. I love his videos. But if you're a little bit further along in the series, you want to be able to binge some videos to catch on up, Jade, not Jay, there's Jay and there's Jade. That's confusing, but they're two individuals, they're separate, they're phenomenal. She is very close to the end of the series, and you can go binge her videos, get right up with her to the end, and finish it off over the next coming months. That should be a lot of fun. I know I'm going to be doing it with her. I've been following her for, you know, since she started doing this way back in the day. Why are you focusing on my ear? Okay, there we go. That's my face. Next up, for the hardcore Wheel of Time fans who, like me, want to know all the news and everything as it's coming out, as well as opinion pieces and just general discussion about Wheel of Time in general, check out Narg on Twitter or go to his website, The Daily Trollic. He is kind of, in my opinion, the unofficial voice of the Wheel of Time fandom online. He does an incredible job talking about the series, engaging with people, and spreading a lot of love throughout the community, giving shout outs, and just discussion in general throughout the community with other creators, and he's just awesome. I'm a big fan. Now, if you liked my big lore video, which there will be more of in the future, and you want to see more of those, someone who actually does like very kind of alternative Wheel of Time lore videos I really like the Seven Wonders of Randland. It's Westlands. Can we just as a community start calling it Westlands? I hate the name Randland. Moving on. Nablus is a phenomenal YouTuber. He talks about just the lore and the Wheel of Time in general, but he's killing it. And I really dig his videos because he does more research than I typically do, by a lot. And with me, you're going to get some strong opinions and some debate. With him, it's just more about talking about the details, the nitty-gritty, and exploring the histories and stuff like that. And it's a whimsical journey on every single one of his videos. For some reason, that's the only words I can think to describe it, but it's accurate. He takes you on these whimsical Wheel of Time journeys. As many people in my community are well aware, there's a few Wheel of Time podcasts out there, but I'm going to go ahead and promote them as well because they're awesome. I enjoy them immensely. We have the Black Tower podcast. These guys just do really nice discussions throughout the series about general things, and they always are kind of careful with spoiler stuff. But if we move on over to spoilers, you have Wheel of Time Spoilers podcast, and they just do full on, as they're going through the series, talk about whatever, so they go chapter by chapter, but anything at any point in the series can be talked about. So those of you who have finished the series and want kind of that just full spoiler discussion going through it. So Black Tower podcast, if you want to be a bit more careful, have more chill vibes. I really like their like chill vibes. Their podcast is oddly relaxing. Is that weird for me to say? It is, but that's fine. They're great. Listen to them. Or if you want more of the full spoilers perspective, Wheel of Time Spoilers podcast is killing it. And then you have the fantastical White Tower podcast, which I guess them and the Black Tower podcast need to go to war or something at some point. I'm going to encourage that fight. Jen and Jess are, again, a more spoiler-free angle going through from their very comedic perspective. Two of the funniest people I've ever worked with as a YouTuber. They are so good at just having their personalities take the forefront and really making you feel like you're sitting down with friends and enjoying Wheel of Time with some people who really appreciate it and love it. So go check them out. I love them to death. And I'll be recording with them again tomorrow. And as well, if you want some more like role-playing type Wheel of Time stuff, just put in like one of your favorite characters on Twitter. One of them will come up. These accounts just kind of appeared out of nowhere, and now they're kind of running like wildfire, so all kinds of conversations and stuff going on between characters. I was a little hesitant to get involved at first, but I've kind of been swept up in the wave, and now I'm apparently having beef with Rand.
Morden did nothing wrong.
And this video would not be complete without me mentioning the generous and oh so kind showrunners who have been engaged with us so well. Check out Sarah or Rafe on Twitter. They seem to be the ones who are most actively kind of posting and talking about the Wheel of Time with fans fans. I'll put everything linked down in the description below. There's other writers and stuff as well. I haven't checked out what they are posting quite as much as I follow what Sarah and Rafe are doing, but they're beautiful people who seem to absolutely be doing an incredible job of handling the show. Prague was a great choice. Very excited about that. But just a few other Twitter accounts that are certainly worth you checking out. We have the Wheel of Time Writers Room, which is actually just the showrunners kind of coming together and having one account they can respond to and be engaged with people as a whole. And they post tons of very interesting behind the scenes looks at what's going on in the actual Wheel of Time Writers Room. How is that not the greatest thing? And it might be worth you checking out Tor Books, the actual publisher behind Wheel of Time, because very often they're the first people to let you know new things involving Wheel of Time publishing, the upcoming new Robert Jordan book, news about that stuff, etc., etc. They're kind of the gateway in a lot of ways. And just some kind of one-off creators who have made some interesting Wheel of Time content on their own. We have Civilization X, who's done an extensive video talking about Wheel of Time lore, history, explaining all of that. Very well done. Kind of jealous of his weird animation style. Wish I could do that, but I can't. I use stock footage. We have Flight from the Shadow, which is a Wheel of Time like fan film that's much better done than the thing Red Eagle Entertainment put out. Billy Zane does not deserve any blame for that. Billy Zane should come back in some capacity for the show. I love you, Billy. Respect. But this fan film stands out above a lot of other fan films I've seen, and it's very interesting. And then there is the Wheel of Time video game. This is something that a surprisingly few amount of Wheel of Time fans know about. It's a really good classic PC game. If you like older PC games, honestly, not from a biased Wheel of Time fan perspective, is one of the best PC games I have played from that era. Seriously underrated. It tells an interesting story about an Aes Sedai. I don't want to give away spoilers, but it involves some pretty high stakes stuff, and you get to channel, fight Trollocs, and engage with Myrddraal and all kinds of stuff. Super interesting. Check it out. It's available legally. You don't have to pirate it on Amazon, or you can try and find it however your own route. I don't recommend doing that. I bought an actual copy, and it's nice to have this classic PC game in my possession that's a real piece of Wheel of Time history. The Wheel of Time game's great. I don't know why this isn't talked about more in the fandom. There needs to be another game for sure, but this one's fantastic. It's a real gem of the genre, and I'm not being biased. Like, objectively, if you just removed Wheel of Time for the name, that would be a good PC game from that era. There's even a couple reviewers on YouTube who aren't huge Wheel of Time fans who've talked about it, and one of them rated it the most underrated PC game of all time. I like classic PC games, so it fits into that criteria for me. I don't know how people who don't really like the classic era of PC gaming will feel about it, but at least worth looking at the storyline online. They have like accumulation videos of all the plot points and everything, so you can still get the full story without buying the game. But it's cool, and I like it. Go check it out if you want to. Have a good one, y'all. That's the Wheel of Time community shout out from me, your Wheel of Time nerd, lover, guy. Anyway, hope you're having a great start to your weekend, everybody. Love y'all. Like and subscribe. Hit the Patreon. All that fun stuff. Peace.